Hi and welcome to Richard's Home Mechanics and the latest update on the Suzuki GS 250 TT, which I now know it is. I purchased this bike off eBay, knew nothing about it, and I just brought it home. Have no experience of working on this bike, so what I done is I went onto Facebook and I joined a Suzuki GSX GS 250 400 owners sort of club on Facebook. I put it out there, put a picture that I've purchased this GSX. I thought it was a GSX at the time. Can anyone help me on buying parts or anything? Does anyone know anything about it? I haven't got a clue about these little bikes. Unfortunately for me, a very nice chap called Steve contacted me and said, do you know what, Richard, I think I've got the same bike as yours. So during the week, me and Steve had a lovely conflab, chatting away, and Steve was very kind and he come over today on Saturday and had a look at the bike. He checked a few bits over for me and he's reasonably confident that this is a Suzuki GS TT 250 on a W-Pledge, W-Reg and 81 plate. And also at this particular moment there's only one registered being used on the road in this country, so that's brilliant. So we've cleared up one thing. I now know what I'm after and what bike I've got, so when I order some spare parts I'm able to order it correctly. While Steve was here, he very kindly went through the bike with me, because the name of the game is I wanted to try and get this started. I wasn't sure if it was seized, so I had took the spark plugs out and I had dipped some oil into the barrels and left it for 2 weeks to soak in, and then during the week just before Saturday, I think it was Thursday night, I knocked it into 6th gear, moved the back wheel very gingerly, very slowly, and the pistons moved absolutely brilliant. So that's another problem, which is brilliant, it's not seized. So the next stage is I wanted to try and start it. So we got the bike out today, we pushed it outside, we connected it up. We had quite a few faults on it. There was earth faults, we seem to be losing a lot of earth. Silly things that happen. Tried to start it, didn't want to know, then it started, then it didn't. We put it down to, the bike's been sitting for 7 years. It's a 40-year-old bike at this present time. And we put it down to, well, I put it down to that some of these contacts are stuck, the engine, you know, it needs to free itself. So anyway, I put my power pack on. It wasn't man enough to turn it over, so we actually connected it up to Katie's car, and we managed to turn it over. We dripped some fuel in it, took the plugs out, dripped a little bit of fuel, petrol fuel via a syringe, and we just got a little fire. I mean literally for 5 seconds, but it's enough for me. I heard it run for a few seconds. That means I'm happy that the engine seems okay. So having another little chat with Steve while we had a little sausage sandwich in the garden and a cup of tea. We were having a little chat, so what's the next stage I should be looking at, and we agreed that we need to get these carburetors off and get them cleaned. So we've got them off, so let's have a look. What we'll do, we're going to have a quick look at the bike, and then we're going to have a quick look at the carburetors and go from there. Right, so basically you can tell this is a 40-year-old bike. It's nothing more than I expected for this age. You know, when I had these, showing me age a little bit there, in the 80s and the early 90s, they get abused. You know, when wire gets broken, you just snip a bit of wire off, you crimp it and put a new bit of wire in. Things like this get done. I've got the rear lights not quite right, they've bolted it off, but they probably at the time, these weren't worth a lot, so they just thought, you know what, I ain't paying 50 quid for a new rear mudguard. I'll just buy a cheap light from the breakers and bolt it on. So there's little things like that I've got to sort on this bike, but you can see the wiring itself, even though it's been adapted over the years, as long as that hasn't been cooked, which it doesn't, and it normally if you've got a wiring loom, if it's burnt, you smell it, you know, and it doesn't. It looks old, but it's all there. So what the name of the game is gradually I'll work my way through the loom, and we'll check all the wiring. If there's anything needs changing, we'll chop it out and replace it. Hopefully with the right colour wires. That's what I will do. I don't believe in changing, say I want to change that orange and grey and I've put 2 reds in there. If someone after me wants to check this wiring and using the wiring diagram, it's not going to work. They're not going to understand it. So I'm going to try and keep the same colours if I can, you know, if I can do that. So anyway, we tried to start it up. It fired up for literally 5 seconds, but that was enough. We could tell. We then tried to feed the carburetors and it wasn't having it. So as you know, carburetors get gummed up over the years. The residue, the fuel goes and it leaves a residue in the jets and the filters in the carburetors. So what we've decided to do is I've taken the carburetors off. We've got the carbs off and we're on the bench. I spoke to Steve, my friend Steve, and he's going to advise me what carburetor kit to get for it. So I'm going to rebuild the carburetor, so there will be a video coming on that. But at the moment, that's as far as we can go. We will go and have a look at the carburetor. So what we'll do, we're going to have a quick look at the carburetors and have a little bit more of a chat and then just see what way we're heading with this project. Right, we've got the carburetors off. They're proper old school carburetors. I believe they've possibly got, I'm not sure if they've got diaphragms in the top like the old cars have. I won't know until I've taken them apart. Now that's proper old school. Now this is a sort of mechanical work I love. Proper old school, look. Not an injection inside, not an injection inside. Standard old carburetors. So what I've done, once Steve sends the link through, I'm going to order a carburetor kit, and I think it comes with the jets, the pilot jets, all the gaskets, whatever, I'm not sure. And Steve did mention to me that I need to buy separate the little filters that go in the bottom of the float bowl here. The next video we'll be cleaning that out, and we'll clean this. Also, fortunately, it's my birthday coming up in September, and the girls keep asking me, what would I like for my birthday? Again, I had a conversation with my friend Steve, and I've been putting it off for a long while. I was going to get an ultrasonic cleaner and thought, am I going to use it? Well, I am now. I can get away with cleaning mowers and strimmer carburetors with carburetor cleaner, but this is going to be taken apart. I'm going to need a proper big clean. This is big boy stuff here, and I've had a little chat, and girls, if you're watching this, I'd like an ultrasonic cleaner for my birthday, please. While he's on the subject, Steve must be a mind reader. I was only looking at this last night, and Steve bought this for me. It's a wiring diagram. Absolutely, without that, fault finding is a nightmare. So thank you very much, Steve. So anyway, we'll shut this video up. Can't do a lot this week. We're going to order well, hopefully my girls are going to get an ultrasonic cleaner for my birthday. And then we'll do a video of taking the carburetor apart, or carburetors, because it's a twin one. Taking it apart, and then we'll put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll probably do this as one video. And then we'll do, on the same video, putting it back together, and then that'll be a video. And then the video after that will be actually fitting them onto the bike, which is quite a handful, quite a job on its own. Steve did show me again how to do it, and I've never done it on these. I've done it on early Yamis and all that, and Hondas and Suzukis, but yeah, there's a certain, it's just knowing someone who's done it before just makes it so much easier. Thank you ever so much, it helped me out so much. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. So the next video will be, we're going to be taking these carburetors apart, and we'll be putting them in an ultrasonic cleaner, hopefully, and we'll fit them on. And then so our video after that, we'll fit them on, and actually then we'll have another attempt at firing it, and hopefully it will fire up. Thank you very much for watching my video. Not sure what we're going to do next on this bike, you never know, but thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Richard's Home Mechanics. Take care.